can I actually talk to you for a second? So you know that we've been learning about COVID-19 and stuff in school, and I don't know, it's probably stupid, but I just got curious about what it was like before the virus, you know, before all the laws and travel bans, and like when you were growing up. And I know no one likes to talk about it, you especially, so I emailed Grandpa, and he sent me all these amazing photos and wrote all these funny stories, and I don't know, I guess I'm just wondering why no one ever talks about it. Why you didn't ever talk about it. You know, like public transportation. He said that you guys would just walk onto a bus or a train and sit right next to a random stranger and it would take you anywhere in the area. Or grocery stores. He said every single time you went with him, you would wander off to go get your favorite candy and then be terrified when you got lost. Or school, you know, like school dances and assemblies and football games. Why didn't you ever tell me that kids were vaping everywhere or anything? I mean, seriously, Mom, my first graduation, my first job interview, my first date will all be on Zoom calls, which is fine, but it's not the same, you know? And kids aren't even learning how to drive anymore because no one lets us go farther than down the block. And I think that no one's telling us any of this because they're so scared that if we find out how great it is out there, we're not going to want to stay cooped up in here, virus or not. And maybe I'm being selfish and you can get mad at me because it's easy for you. It's easy for you to get mad because you had the world, Mom. You had grocery stores and trains and high school football games. I didn't. Your first date with Dad was at a coffee shop in downtown San Francisco. Mom, I'm sorry. You didn't make the rules, you're just following them. I can't get mad at you for that, can I?
I don't know how much longer I can keep doing this for. My life is the same repetitive cycle every single day. I'm sick of it. I miss being able to go out, and as much as I hate to admit it, I even miss school. I wake up, I eat, I do homework, go back to sleep, and then I wake up the next morning and I do it all over again. There's never any change. And how long is it supposed to last for? A month? What if it lasts for a year? And now I'm not even getting my driver's license. All I want to do is go out. I can't be in this damn house any longer. Not to mention my psycho mom, who's getting worse and worse every day she's trapped inside of here with me. I wish we could have all just quarantined together. Then at least this would have been bearable.
A letter to my future self. The date of writing this is March 25th, 2020, and the world is in the middle of a pandemic, the coronavirus, and right now, there is no end in sight. School is canceled until May and probably won't resume. If it does, I will be so happy. Normally, I really don't like school, but after being stuck inside for 2 weeks with very little to do, I miss school so much. I miss leaving the house and seeing other people. I miss waking up at the crack of dawn to get ready. I miss sitting with my friends and talking about video games and TV shows. I even miss classes that I can't stand. I seriously just want life to go back to normal. But since that can't happen right now, I'm stuck in the now, with who knows how many days left being inside. And since I can't magically go forward in time, I'm asking you, or future me, what might happen. You're the only one who knows how long this whole thing will last, or if it doesn't end. I mean, the pandemic has to end at some point. Maybe in a month, or a year. Probably not even that soon. At this time, a cure for the coronavirus is still a year away. Maybe we won't need a cure and the virus will just mutate away. That's possible. Maybe the virus doesn't go away, and everyone dies and civilization has to start over from scratch. We'll have to do better next time around. not screw up the world with pollution and hate. You know, I have a theory about this whole thing. I think Mother Nature is mad at humans. I mean, we treat her horribly. She probably had enough and said, "You can't treat me right? Fine, I have something for you," and then cursed the earth. I mean, I know that's not true. Being stuck inside, I need something to do. Hey, tell me when the world goes back to normal, how the coronavirus affects life in the future. Does a huge chunk of the population die and it becomes rare to see a group of more than 1,000 people at a time? Do future children learn about the pandemic in history class? I mean, imagine kids coming home from school and their parents ask what they learned and they say, "I learned about the coronavirus in history class." And then parents think back about this unprecedented time in US history. And that would be something. What are you thinking right now? Are you nostalgic from finding this letter tucked in a drawer that you forgot about? Are you remembering the past and the craziness that is now? Did everything turn out well, or did the world go to pieces? Who knows? You do. Anyways, I should probably go now. I still haven't done my science homework.
Wake up at 6:30, get dressed, eat something, grab your bag, a quick glance in the mirror, and whatever else you might need to get you through the day, or through the morning, barely through first class. Grab your keys, head out the door, arrive at school, go to class and say hi to all your friends, eat lunch and laugh with them, sleep in some classes, gossip in some others, hear the final bell ring, and be happy that you get to go home. And when you get home, check your grades and your homework and work on what you have on projects or assignments or whatever else you need. Then prepare yourself for the same exact thing the next day. Everything had structure. The tiniest detail was down and it was scheduled. And then coronavirus took root and structure got thrown right out the window. My sleep schedule went down the drain and I laid around for hours binging movies and TV shows or whatever else could satisfy my boredom. I stared at online assignments that were listed in tens and I was overwhelmed. I am overwhelmed. To hell with order. To hell with schedule. There were no bells. There are no friends. There are no breaks. There's no composition to my day. And there's no composition to me. I'd forgotten how awful it felt to be this alone. And it's funny to me how I spent my time in school waiting to be out of it, waiting for it to be over. But now I'd give a whole lot to be back on campus. Even being surrounded by people but never interacting felt better than this. This is staring at walls to pass time, but crying when there isn't enough of it. There's too much to do, but never enough to do. I'm stressed and unmotivated and bored and I am unorganized. I can't remember the last time I did something that was truly important. And tell me, how am I supposed to do what everyone is asking when I can't find a reason to get out of bed until 11 a.m.? How am I supposed to wait for this to end when I feel my walls closing in on me? How am I supposed to not be worried? To just look forward to the end? Yeah, what is that exactly? The end. When is it coming?
Alright, question number 1. What challenges or hardships have you faced that have best prepared you for the future? Alright. Dear Dean of Admissions, my name is Sarah Finley, and the biggest challenge that I've overcome in my life that has best prepared me for my future is COVID-19. Well, not COVID-19 alone. I guess a combination of the coronavirus in my family. Yeah, my dad, I guess. My grandmother unfortunately lost her life to the coronavirus, and my whole family was really close with her, especially my dad. He took her death pretty hard. I think losing his mom is what made the yelling worse. I mean, I'm pretty used to it, but it's just worse now because I can't really get away from him at school or anything anymore. To be honest, the whole thing has actually gotten a lot worse. Last night I was writing another college application, and he started asking me what I was doing. So I told him, and then he did his usual thing and lectured me about how I'm not going to get into college because I'm not good enough or smart enough, and I'm just a disappointment or whatever. But something was different this time. I could see it. I don't really remember much after seeing his face. I just kind of remember waking up and feeling like my ribs were on fire after I heard a cracking noise. Oh, I could kind of hear him saying that he was sorry, and he loved me so much. He told me that he didn't mean it, and it was an accident, and it wouldn't happen again. He kept saying it until I believed it. So you were wondering what challenge I faced that's best prepared me for the future. I've spent my life loving a father stuck in a house that I can't escape because of a disease. Dear Dean of Admissions.
My dearest beloved, Shrimpy hopes that you are doing quite well during this time of great anxiety and fear. Shrimpy was quite befuddled to find out that everyone was under house arrest at the same time as him. Shrimpy guesses that everyone must have been caught in the public park grazing, just like him. Thank heavens the courts have taken mercy. Shrimpy could not survive in a state penitentiary. No, Shrimpy's meant to be free. Amongst the cattle grazing. That's why grass is quite irresistible. You see, when you cut the grass just right, well, Shrimpy's getting off topic again. But Shrimpy, for the most part, has been tending to the cattle and the like. But you're probably wondering just why good old Shrimpy has written you. Well, you see, Schmeppy has heard of the great Whispering Cow. I know, crazy, but it is rumored that they whisper to their kin late at night, and I've heard the whispers. I've heard the calls to return to the wild and to leave civilization behind. One night, the great herd appeared to Schmeppy in a dream. They told Schmeppy he was the Messiah, that he was the one to lead them into the promised pasture, and that he himself was the great cow incarnate. Schmeppy has heard of great gifts and powers that are bestowed upon the great cow incarnate, but Schmeppy won't receive any of these gifts or powers till Schmeppy embarks on a great quest to free the cows around the United States. Schmeppy must venture into the unknown lands, such as Ohio and other states that Schmeppy can't remember. And you might be wondering just what this means for good old Schmeppy. Well, with a heavy heart, it pains Schmeppy to tell you, but Schmeppy won't be around these parts for a long time. For a long time. But when Schmeppy returns, people will be freed from house arrest. Grazing should be a right. No one should be in prison for grazing. People will be cured of disease. And most importantly, cows and people will come together just as the great herd intended. And as one great herd, we will walk into the promised pasture. But don't worry yourself none about that. Just remember Schmeppy for who he was before he was the great cow incarnate. Yours incarnated, Schmeppy.
Okay. Journal entry 82. No, 83. Wait. Whatever. I can't remember. Either way, it's been 1,398 days since the virus began. About 3.5 years. And it's been 345 days since I've seen another living person. They've separated us from our families now. I miss my little brother more than anything. What I'd do just to see his face one last time. The media coverage is over by now, of course. The jokes are over. The realness is over. It doesn't feel real anymore. It just feels like we're all existing. Floating around on a dying planet while we're all dying and awaiting our end. And I'm scared. I'm all alone and I'm really scared. I was wallowing in my self-pity and my slow-going insanity yesterday when I realized it's okay. It's okay because none of us matter. You pass away and the universe doesn't blink an eye. You live a full life of death, loss, sadness, sorrow, regret, and anger, all before eternity gets out of bed for breakfast. You're an ant. And nobody notices when you get crushed. We don't matter. I don't matter. You don't matter. You know, they say hope is what keeps people alive. It's what keeps people holding on. But they don't get it. They have it all wrong.
Hope is what drives people over the edge. It isn't the sorrow that kills you. It's the hope that everything's gonna be okay again, because it's not. Everything's not gonna be okay again. And we're all waiting for the end, but we don't get it. It's already over. It's cold in here. See you tomorrow.
Yeah, it's really good to talk to you with everything going on and all this craziness. But, how's you and your boyfriend? Sure you miss him. Yeah? Well, that's good. That's really good. How are me and my girlfriend? It sucks. It sucks not being able to see her. You know, she's awesome. She makes me happy. She's the love of my life. You know, seeing her is like a break from everything, a break from stress, responsibilities, everything bad. You know, it's hard enough being able to see her because she lives an hour away. So this kind of just feels like a slap in the face. Arguments have been feeling way more intense. I don't know if this is going to put a dent in our relationship or not. At times, it just feels like we're waiting to see each other, maybe? I don't know. Don't worry. We're working this out together. Nothing's gonna happen. It's just an adjustment. It's gonna feel great when I can see her again. I love her. I really do. She makes me hate everything less. She makes me like myself more. And that's a huge. I've never been this comfortable with anyone else. And even though it sucks not being able to see her, I think everything's gonna be okay. I'll wait. She's worth it.
You know, I was really little, honestly, so I don't remember much. What I do remember was that everything was different, and I didn't really have any idea what was actually going on. People were always talking about this guy named COVID, and everyone was afraid of him, which was weird to me because my dad was never scared. I remember being at home all day, every day, kind of like a sick day from school, but not because I wasn't sick and I didn't get all of the attention. You know, my mom would make these crazy elaborate scavenger hunts for my sister and I to do, and those were amazing. We would go into the backyard and have to find kitchen utensils and books. And when we were done, my mom would always give us a prize for our hard work. It was usually a piece of food or something because she was cooking so much, but I guess that's all there really was for her to do. I think I probably ate about 12 meals every day because of the quarantine. But honestly, it wasn't really bad because I knew every time we ate, we would all be together. My dad was always home, and same with my mom. My sister and I never had something to do, so every meal was together as a family. It was awesome because my dad always had time to eat pancakes with me in the morning like we had before he got promoted. I hated online school though. That is what I remember. Absolutely hated it. I would be in the middle of a game with my sister and my mom would always stop us so I could go on the computer for my Zoom lesson, which was mostly little kids talking the whole time. My dad's Zooms were never like that. He would sit there and listen to the whole thing and only talk when he was told to. I tried to do that, but my friends were always talking to me, so I had to answer. And sometimes my dad would let me join in if my Zoom was over. I would sit on his lap and stare at the other people's faces. Although I didn't have a clue what any of them were talking about. There were all these big words on the screen like credit and account. Damn, I feel so weird talking about that. It was so long ago. I hadn't really thought about it since they got the vaccine. But seriously, imagine having something like that come up now. I mean, no school, no friends, no family. That would be really hard, honestly, in this day and age. Thinking back to it, I had it so much easier having it happen as a kid.
Hey, everyone. Sorry, I can't seem to figure these things out still. It's Mia, your favorite single mom. I'm back with another vlog, except today's gonna be a bit different. Last week I was here making lemon bars, but I thought that I'd do a sit down and chat video for all my moms, considering the circumstances that we're in. I know that this pandemic has been difficult, to say the least. For me, my son has been staying with his father for the past few weeks, and I probably won't be seeing him for quite some time. Working from home now. I'm trying to write another book, but writer's block is really getting to me without my son here to challenge my creative vibrations. Really, I do miss him, and I wish things could go back to the way that they were. It's suffocating being alone for so long, and I just keep thinking about how much did we think about appreciating what was right here in front of us. The voices that we could hear that were here with us and not just coming out of a device. All these dragged on and meaningless, useless meetings. Alone. All the time. Sitting here, thinking to myself, just being in my own thoughts. I keep the TV on so that there's some noise that isn't mine. Sometimes I think I'm going crazy. Like I've been having this feeling that maybe I'm not alone. Like alone? Or that this feeling isn't me. That it's something sinister or something I don't have control of, something I can't find the source of. I'm sorry. That rant dragged on for way too long. This was supposed to be a sit down and chat. Got a little personal. My inbox is open for any moms that just need someone to talk to. Next week, I'll be here making my homemade chocolate chip cookie recipe. It's my son's favorite. It's been in the family for generations. Can you guys hear it too?
We don't know what we have until it is no longer there. In a matter of days, our lives didn't feel real anymore. Stores closing across town, no school, no friends, and no even going outside. Everything gone, just like that. The entire country on lockdown. What is there to do when you can't go anywhere? Well, you can watch a movie or TV, read a book, draw, do a puzzle, bake, play an instrument, or do your online homework. Once you've done that, you can stare at the wall for the rest of quarantine whining how you actually miss school. We sit around replaying memories in our heads of the things we did and the things we wish we could do. Late night car rides, sleepovers, trips to the beach, and just being with friends. The relentless feeling that this will never end. Not being able to see the people that actually make you get out of bed in the morning. The feeling of freedom to be with the ones you care about without worrying about getting sick. Just waiting for this whole thing to end so we have the ability to live again.
The butterflies are gone. I wish they took me with them. I don't know who I am, but I think that's alright for now, and time moves too fast. I'm scared that I'll close my eyes and the next moment will be my last. I wish someone could tell me exactly where I'm supposed to be, 'cause